Columbus has outperformed much larger cities. The true success indicator has been from the fans.
Well, it's going right out.
Hello and welcome to the club. I'm your host Mars, and this is the Upper 90 Club, a roundtable podcast where five friends discuss Columbus Crew.
You gotta be more pumped than this. You gotta get pumped
Okay.
up.
Okay.
No, keep going though.
Right. Oh, you want to keep that one?
Yeah, we'll keep this one.
So this way the listener will be able to hear what my pumped up switch sounds like.
Yeah.
So okay, all right. Ooh, with me in the club is Ben, the Trey, and turn on the echo. Hoss.
That's really good.
No, better. Hoss.
Dude,
That's all I got. I think
That was really impressive.
I took off my headphones.
okay.
Especially for a two-syllable name.
yeah. Well, you know what? The lower syllables are actually easier because when you get a bunch of other syllables in there, it makes it harder to echo your, like Benjamin. It doesn't work. We are recording a little later because why are we doing that?
Life.
YOLO.
Because YOLO. Oh, right. Ben had some conflicts and we have next week off, or the crew do. And so we're going to be a couple days behind. So
Lo siento.
so here we are. Yeah, Lo siento. And we have a lot to cover. We're going to try and tighten up the reviews because we've got 2 to go through. We also have a bunch of Twitter comments that we want to talk about that
You'll never guess what the topics are. You'll never guess.
We're definitely gonna keep those in this week. Last week we spent 50 minutes reviewing one game.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I couldn't help but think that if we weren't careful, our reviews might start to enter the same time realm as like the actual game.
Yeah, we'll just turn it on and talk
like,
over the game for 2 hours.
With no, it's not even that good because it's just like less information. It's just like us saying like, was it this? No, I think it was that. And so anyway, we're going to tighten that up. We got 2 games to cover. We're going to go through that. We are going to do the Twitter comments. We're going to take a look at the table and kind of see how things are shaping up.
One more game.
Going into the playoffs and what possible or likely or desired matchups could be. And then we are going to lay out our final regular season predictions for the Montreal game coming up in, 2 weeks, air quotes, whatever the date. When is the game?
21st.
The 21st. A week from this.
We're doing that now, not next
Saturday?
week. Montreal's got
we're gonna
another
do it now.
game to... Okay, no, they
We're going to
don't.
do it now. We're going to do it now.
I was looking... I'm numbers.
All right.
We're going to do it now. We're going to try and do something fun next week. We will not announce what that is yet because we're still working out some of the details, but we'll be on next week. And then but we're going to do our predictions this week.
If you think you want to be on the pod, you can hit us up at upper90clubpod@gmail.com or podcast at upper90club.
That's right. Podcast at it's podcast at upper90club.com. We own the website, upper90club.com.
So stop trying to steal it.
Well, I was listening to that Twellman deep dive on the crew with Nancy and Bezbachenko and Gressel. And I don't know if you guys noticed at the end, he was like listing ways to contact him. I will say that I was a little surprised that he listed a phone number.
Pager phone number.
That was my favorite.
Hit me on the cell. But then he put out his email and he has a Gmail.
Yeah, no one cares anymore. It is over.
Maybe,
Like owning a site is
he
like,
owns Gmail.
Oh yeah, websites are, I guess, a thing of the past. It's just everything is just Gmail now, and Google Sites. It's almost like we're folding back into the Angel Fire.
100%.
Maybe we should have gone that route instead of buying it. Anyway,
AOL.
All that is to say, email us or don't email us.
Yeah,
just
no,
do the Twitter.
You're not
thing.
going to email us.
Yeah.
Just hit us up on Twitter.
You're not going to email us.
I opened
I
I should
X.
probably check it. don't
Hit us
do
on
that.
X.
We're doing Twitter.
No.
We're calling it Twitter
Don't-
until it's just dead.
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
can't
calling
say
it
hit
X. I'm
us
just
on
calling it
X.
Twitter until it's like gone.
Yeah.
We're
No.
too old for that.
But
We're
yeah, I
too old for
opened
that.
up you can just message us straight or like tweet at us or whatever, and that's probably the best way to get a hold of us.
Okay. All right.
Or you can call me on my cell phone at 614.
Are you going to do it?
No, kind of want to.
Okay. Let's see. Let's get into the games. Let's do our reviews. We'll start with the New England game. Hawes, go through those lineups.
So against New England, we started with Cucho up top, Matan and Rossi up top with him. The new normal. Yeboah, Morris, Nagby, and Farsi got the start over Gressel. Amundsen, Zawadzki in the middle of the back three center backs, and Morera, as well as Schulte. And it's just kind of a rotation thing with congestion of games. Knowing we had a game coming up on the Saturday after that Wednesday game. Yeah.
Okay, so in the interest of tightening this up, you guys think that Schulte is going to keep the number 28 next season?
That's a good question.
I think he'll take number 1.
Probably
He'll
not.
take
I mean, we
number
can
1.
see because he's getting called up to the U.S. team, so probably see what number he takes there.
I don't know if there's any significance to the number to him.
It's like
I'll text him
it's
really
like
fast.
What his age is going to be in like 9 years or
Yeah.
something.
What my age was
Okay.
13 years ago.
Okay, so we're just going to kind of run through this real quick. Let's see. Guys want to talk goals? Let's talk goals. There was a goal
Pretty early on, 20 minutes.
20th minute. Haas, go through that one.
So Morris knocks the ball away from New England in our own box. It goes out to Amundsen. Quick pass to Yeboah, who then quickly finds Morris just outside of our own box. He takes the ball a few touches forward, plays a long ball out to the left to Matan, who carries the ball all the way into the New England box, lays it off to Rossi, who is at the top of the box after a slightly delayed run. He takes one touch, shoots with his right into the side netting past their keeper.
Yeah, I think a lot of the
Really
heavy
finish.
lifting was Matan, right? Like making that stuff happen. How many assists does he
Yeah,
have
Morris,
now? Like a
Morris
ridiculous
ball
amount?
first. Yeah,
Yeah,
Morris
yeah.
ball first, but yeah, Matan after that for sure.
Both these games, I think Aiden and Matan played really well. Yeah, I mean, it was all us at the beginning of the game, right? Even up to the
Yep.
goal. Like that was.
And
it
I'm
was just
seeing there
kinda
was only like one yellow card in the first half.
coming.
Went to New England. But then second half they equalized shortly after the half started. Haas, do you have a rundown of that one?
Yes. I forget how to pronounce the gentleman's name.
Shankalai.
Chunkalai brings the
Bobby
ball into the
Wood.
middle of the pitch, lays it out wide. Jones is played in behind the crew back line out wide. Plays a ball with his first touch to an oncoming Chunkalai who volleys it with his first touch past Schulte. Nagby kind of got lost on the play as Morris stepped out wide to step to the ball, and Yoa was slow to step to Jones. And Amundsen slipped and fell down in the box. Not the best defending effort from
That's
the
a
crew
great
there.
finish. And if
It's a
somebody's
good
going to
finish,
take
yeah.
us down, if anybody's going to take us down on that day, that was that Shankalai or whatever his name is. He was
He was a handful.
on
Yeah,
fire.
it wasn't long after that he hit the crossbar from like 23 yards out or something
Yeah,
stupid.
that was awesome.
Yeah,
So
the
he was
56th minute,
good.
and he was trying to carry them the entire game. So many moments that he actually looked pretty good doing it until late in the game, where it was like, "All right, dude, give the ball up, pass."
He's
to
forcing
somebody
it. He
else."
was forcing it, and then he thought he had to do everything himself. So now the only thing that was scary for me was like that right side with Jones was playing pretty well. He got down. He had like a run, a dribble that was insane too. But,
Yeah, he's really
Yeah.
good.
but that's the only place I really saw them dangerous, and I think we had good control. I never felt extremely threatened.
No, I
Yeah.
mean it was kind of looming over my head that they have not lost at home. I think
Yep.
that is like the main takeaway
Yeah.
from this.
Well, yeah, we talked about that. Let's get through the rest of the game real quick, and
Yeah.
then we can just kind of talk about our thoughts.
Our
We
feelings.
had
Feelings.
yeah, we had
feel.
Camacho come in for Yaboa in the 57th minute. Was that? I can't remember. There wasn't an injury, right? Was it just 60th minute ish?
Who did he come in
Rotation.
for?
More
What am I-
rotation.
I'm missing it.
Yaboa out for Camacho.
So
Yeah,
that
it
probably
pushed Amundsen up.
further up on the left.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, he
Zawadzki.
immediately got a yellow card.
And Zawadzki playing just, another position that he doesn't normally
another
play.
center back position.
Yeah.
And I would say, but here we try to shore up a tie there. I think at this point we would have been happy to go to New England and take a point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They haven't lost.
Oh,
Yeah.
They had not lost at home.
Yeah. So I think that's what he's thinking and see if we can steal something, but at least shore up the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then let's see, Nagby had a yellow in the 61st minute. Any notes on that?
I don't remember it.
I don't really remember it.
I know Amundsen got that yellow. I'm not entirely sure when.
that's the one that I think he lost the ball and then was tracking the player back and made a nice professional foul right outside the 18.
Just pulled him back.
Yeah, he clipped him right before the top of the box and good foul.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay. Ramirez came in for Matan, 69th minute.
In the
Nice.
67th, we had a offside call. Cucho. It was a great ball, great run of plays. Shoulder was barely offside.
Yeah, it's even more bitterly now that he's still, now it's probably pretty much a done deal with who's going to win the
Bouanga.
title. But
Yeah,
at
I noticed
that point, he was definitely
race
still
for-
in it. Yeah.
Golden boot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ramirez came in for Matan, 69th minute. Zawadzki got a yellow in the 70th minute.
Yeah, when he was on the left side. I mean, the left side, like I said, with DeJuan Jones and that whatever. I can't even read it.
John
The
Clyde.
guy, yeah, both those guys were a menace. So, anybody down that side is going to get a yellow. That's just part and partial to being.
What was let me back up a little bit. The impact of Ramirez in for Matan. Did Ramirez just swap spots, or did they move anything? Did they put Ramirez up top? Or
Yeah,
they're
I
just
think they
kinda moving
drifted
around?
Cucho out wide. I mean, usually he plays
That's
as
kind of what I'm
the
asking.
kind of like
Yeah.
number 9, and I think Cucho kind of goes out to the left, or I think at this point he kind of just has free range. I think what happens is he plays up top, and then Rossi and Cucho play underneath of him. So it's a
He's still in the
3-4-2-1.
3-man rotation. He'll fall back and go out to the wing if he needs to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're moving around. Okay. All right.
Fluidity.
Let's see. So New England makes 3 subs. 2 subs in the 70th minute.
Yeah, Gustavo Bo, which is kind of he's kind of getting long in the tooth. Was that a thing? Is that right? Long in the tooth? He has long teeth. Old in the teeth? Old hair. So he's getting old. He's getting older hair.
His teeth are
Nailed it.
falling out.
Yeah, his teeth.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. In his dreams, he's self-conscious about his looks. So he's still awesome, but yeah, he comes in. Ben Sweat comes in. You guys remember Ben Sweat, right?
Yep.
You guys remember Ben Sweat?
Yes.
Crew player.
Young.
Which
right?
shout out to Ben Sweat
he was,
later
like,
on when we
really
scored.
young.
So
he was a draft pick for us. Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody want to mention who they brought in on 75th minute? Because I'm not.
yeah, it's Esmir.
Tevik.
Ay, Dios mío. Bud Jappa.
Bajrak
Not going to work here anymore.
Tarovich.
Pronunciation.
Yeah. Esmir B came in the 75th minute. And then let's see. Oh, we had Gressel in for Farsi. I guess I kind of forgot that You said we had Farsi in.
I think it was just kind of like a last ditch effort. Today is today. So we brought on Gressel, and then they brought in Robert Wood, better known as.
I
Bobby
didn't know
Wood.
he was still alive.
Yeah, I thought he was the coach.
And then
At least I thought his career was dead.
Bobby Wood is
It is.
still only 30 and his up and coming talent still. I feel like he's one of those careers everybody's like he was going to be good and he never was really just allowed to be a
Hey, he had
player.
that Germany goal, right? When in the U.S. game when he scored against Germany from outside the box.
Yeah.
Like that was, I remember that vividly. I was like,
is
all
he
right,
playing this weekend then?
Definitely not. At home
Yeah.
with his kids.
this is grandchildren. Okay. So Gressel came in 86th minute, and then we scored. Go through that one, Haas.
It's a corner kick taken by Rossi. Hit basically to the center, maybe just long on the 6-yard line. But it goes over 5 New England defenders as well as a bunch of crew players. And it falls right into this little empty space at the edge of the 6 where Amundsen is able to swing his left leg at it while, Ben Sweat is on him, like touching him as he does it. Not saying he's fouling him. I'm just saying he's not
Take it
like wide
easy.
open. And the ball goes up, hits the crossbar and the post at the same time and into the back of the net.
Everyone was surprised.
That's a weird goal.
Yeah.
It's such a strange goal. First of all, like it gets to land on the corner of the 6 there with nobody touching it. And then that finish, and it was kind of like a half. It was kind of looping in and like hitting the underneath the crossbar and barely making it in. That was.
I think Amundsen was even surprised by it.
Yeah, he was so surprised. He went running. He's like, yeah, and he went to take off his shirt, knowing he was on a yellow, and just like showed a little mid drift, late '90s style, and then just like dropped it down, like, yay!
And then
did it.
Camacho ran up and like laughed with him, like you almost took your shirt off.
Did you say mid drift?
Oh yeah, late '90s, baby.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Should we do a pronunciations on that?
Is it
It's
3
mid-drift.
words?
No, there's no
There's
T.
no T.
It's a riff, isn't it?
I said mid Tokyo drift.
Boom,
All right.
boom, boom.
You'll insert the pronunciations. Okay. And then what? Bobby Wood came in 90 plus 3.
I need oil.
That was it. Okay, so let's try and zoom out and kind of just talk about the game.
No, what a win. I mean,
Yes.
they haven't lost there all year. And I didn't think we would win, clearly, because I was predicting a loss. 2-1 loss. And no, this is phenomenal. This is the best thing that can happen for our standing and everything. This changed everything in terms of the standing.
Because they were above us in the table, right? Going into the game.
Yeah,
I think they were in
above us
second.
with the game in hand.
Okay.
They still have
Okay.
the game in hand.
They do. Correct.
Yeah, I mean, it was just nice that we were
they
able
played
to.
this week.
Yeah.
I think there's only a handful of games this week, but
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, I mean, are some of their players going to be gone? Like, DeJuan Jones got called up, right? Yeah. So, yeah, they're going to be without some of their players. So we'll have to
let's
see.
go back to that when we look at kind of
Yeah.
the outlook
Agreed.
for the rest of the
Yeah.
season here.
I think ultimately
Why is
this
Bob Cra-
game. Yeah, I think ultimately this game, our XG was actually only 1.06. They had a higher XG and had more shots, so it kind of felt good for the first time in a long time to like sneak a win when we shouldn't have. Instead of looking at the XG, like we had 4 XG. Like, how did we not score 4 goals? It's like we kind of snuck one at the end.
Andre Blake. Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
And possession was a little more even.
Mhm.
Did you feel that watching the game? Was it more back and forth, or were there just kind of different chapters of the game where New England held the ball more? What did you think about that?
No,
Were we playing our game?
More. Yeah, we were playing our game. I think we might have been packing in a little bit more, and allow them a little more space to to pass it around a little bit in the back. But I think we always play our game.
Yeah.
And this was no different.
Standout players.
Felt like it came in chunks.
Okay.
Like it felt like crew domination, but then there were periods that were pretty stressful where New England would possess the ball. And one that sticks out to me is, I think you guys briefly mentioned it, where DeJuan Jones cuts back, Amundsen falls over, does a step over, Morris runs by him. Then he shoots and nutmegs. I can't even remember who the last person is at that point. And Schulte saves it, but it's still just
Schulte had a good game.
Stressful.
Schulte was having a huge save on Boateng too in the first half as well. So
Boateng
he had
also
a
an
strong
ex-crew player.
That's
Totally
true.
forgot about it.
2020
Really?
Cup winner with us.
Well, I don't remember that.
Yep.
All right.
But
Standout players.
I mean, Rossi,
Schulte.
we have to highlight Rossi with a goal and assist. I was kind of surprised the fact that he took the corner because we just put in Gressel right before that. But I guess it's because he's an in-swinger.
Yeah. I have been kind of cautious about my Rossi excitement. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, I've said it on here. I'm just I'm still waiting to be amazed by him. Good game for sure.
Quietly making a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
But no,
pretty
this
much.
was a team. I think this was a team performance, and I think really, if you look at it, except for Rossi, it shows. I mean, everybody pretty much is right there in terms of the ranking on FootMob. So, or the rating, I should say.
All right, let's break here. When we come back, we'll do a quick review of the Atlanta game. So will be right. Girls, come to story time. In the great green room, there's a telephone and a red balloon.
Dad, please don't do this. Goodnight Moon is for babies. It's a board book, dude.
Okay, fine. What's it gonna be? You guys pick.
Okay, we love this one.
Oh, A Massive Collection Volume 1 by Steve Sirk. You know, this is the first wide-ranging collection of his work. It features long-lost stories dating as far back as '97. It has a lot of popular favorites from over the years, too.
Well, what is volume 1? Like it's quiet?
No, it means it's like the first of a larger set.
Oh, okay, so where's the next one?
Well, it's funny that you asked that because Volume 2 just came out. You can get it at Steve Sirk's website, circbook.com. It'll also be available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. Links will be available at
We are
some
not
point.
listening to you. Just go order it.
And we're back.
Back.
Good. You're learning. What do you guys think? Double turf game.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing? Should we put turf in?
I was just going to
Rich
say it's a
NFL
good
owners.
thing. Yeah, it's a good thing.
I'm just happy. No injuries and good results.
That's maybe the biggest win out of the entire week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
is
also
we
true.
didn't-
That's also true.
No injuries.
No injuries.
No injuries.
Okay. Let's get into this game here. Whew.
And Sands
Wow.
didn't come in as a sub either on the turf.
No, he did not.
Thank God.
Yeah, no kidding.
Haas, what were the lineups?
Yeah, so
for
the crew,
for the crew at Atlanta.
new normal top three, Cucho, Matan, Rossi. Then we had Chaberko coming in with Morris, Nagby, and Gressel on the right. Zawadzki, Camacho, and Morera across the back with Schulte in goal. As Ben pointed out last game, where Zawadzki got moved to the left center back, kind of a new position, newish, he's always
whatever.
moving around. But Chaberko playing the left wing back was the biggest surprise to me.
The first half was not very eventful. There were no goals. There were no cards.
Goalie wars.
Yeah.
There were shots.
Lots of shots.
Shots.
Yeah, it was like sponsored by.
Yeah,
I was gonna say it. I just couldn't bring myself to say it. It was so.
Hey,
dumb.
Boomer Mars, who sings that little gem of a song?
It was so. right there.
I was gonna say it.
Brought by Panama City Spring Break.
Hey, it was two good teams going head to head. It wasn't. It wasn't a very eventful, but it was pretty good quality. I don't think it was bad by any means.
Yeah.
And I think we control the game.
Yeah, no, I
Absolutely
mean,
control the
lots
game.
of saves by Schulte and
Guzan. Guzan was playing so well.
Yeah.
He really
it was like all I was doing was making fun of him going into this game, and he did so well.
He's a good shot. Yeah, he's a good shot stopper. Like he is really good. He also needs to not wear Spanx because he kept playing. He didn't look like the entire game, right? Like it was.
He looks like Pitbull. That's every time I watch.
They had someone
constantly
just below his mid drift,
tugging on his
the entire game. It was obnoxious. Every time I saw it, I was like, "Get it together, man."
He is man of the match. He did so well, and to the point where it kind of felt like I didn't think we were gonna score, but we did. So going into the second half, we had a goal in the 65th minute. Haas run through that one.
Matan keeps the ball on the left side of the field and finds Zawadzki, who plays a perfect ball into Morris, who has slipped between a few defenders. He drives forward into the box, takes a little bit of a big touch, and barely beats the defender to it to touch the pass in towards the 6-yard box, where Cucho takes a first-time shot with his right foot past Guzan.
He didn't mean to pass it. That went off the other guy hit it off his and it just pops right to Cucho. That was a really good take by Cucho though, because it was one time inside the foot beating Guzan coming out kind of the opposite way. That was a very good take. That was a poacher's shot. I was pretty impressed.
I mean, they gave him the assist.
That run by Morris, for sure. The run by Morris was awesome. I was kind of pumped on that.
And the pass from Zawadzki was great because Rossi was right there pulling a couple defenders in. Great sequence there.
Man, Zawadzki, these last two games where he plays 7 positions, he's such a good player. Wherever he goes, he's I
said this 5 weeks ago. I want to make him the friend, sign him to a lifetime deal.
Yeah, that's what I thought about that. Literally, he was playing, and I was just every time he plays a position, it makes me question should he just play that position instead of the other person? And Amundson's great. So Amundsen was out.
We call it a potato in Norway.
Yeah, Amundsen was out.
We call it a potato. A potato player. It goes with everything. You can eat a potato with pretty much anything. You can make
Irish?
it into whatever you want. And it's a potato kind of player. You can use it with anything.
But do you say it? Do you say it in English or do you say it in Norwegian?
How do you say potato player in Norwegian?
Potato.
That sounds so southern.
That sounds like a Tim and Eric Awesome Show Great Job thing.
Look at that guy. Sweet
Potato. I thought it was going to be something way different, but it's not. It's almost.
But it's potato.
You're bilingual. Ha ha ha.
All right, we should no, and that's a good point. Potato. How do you say it? We should have a segment where we just say the word potato in a different language, and then we all laugh at it. Because
that sounds like a great segment. I'll write it down right now. Writing it down.
Yeah.
Writing it down.
All right, 1-0. We're all
we
happy.
Can't call him potato because that comes with a whole nother list of.
Okay. All right. Yeah. 1-0. Atlanta made a couple subs. I bring this up because there was, some interesting changes later in the 75th minute.
Tiare?
Tiare?
Yeah.
Is that how you say that? For Silva? Yeah, he came on and then he was subbed.
Oh, he was injured.
He was injured.
All right, okay. So it doesn't show it was concussion.
No concussion. He was
That's right. He was knocked out. I'm surprised you didn't bring this up, Mars. You're like the concussion king, right?
Yeah.
When was I that?
I'll pull it. I'll pull it.
You're
Oh,
like-
oh
in a
yeah,
row.
I remember.
Yeah.
I said,
Yeah, okay.
I said, there was one game where I said, "Oh, I could see it from here." It was
Anyway, Dr. Mars.
Yeah,
But-
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he just looked.
They brought
messed
in
up.
Etienne,
Yeah, good friend coming in.
Yeah.
Good old friend.
who played pretty well. Like he was kind of dangerous when he came in for the
Well,
whatever,
you know,
8
I
minutes
was
or whatever.
so
Yeah.
quick plug. I got the new Steve Cirque book. And I was reading that this week, and
Brad.
I was reminded of the right at the beginning of when we started recording last year. Etienne scored those 2 goals in stoppage time.
Yeah,
And I wrote the haiku about it. It's like
right.
It's like episode 3 or something. It opens with a poem.
we were
I
just
wrote
throwing
about-
in everything at the wall to see what sticks.
Yeah.
We're like, maybe they like poetry.
Yeah.
don't.
Anyway,
I think the
yeah,
potato segment might be better.
Yeah,
Okay.
one of those
Potato
players
segment's
that left
100%.
on a good note in a way. Is he will always be liked. It was probably
Yes.
best for him to leave.
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
I don't think it would fit in this system.
He's kind of a
But-
journeyman anyway.
Yeah, and you saw like if you looked at Instagram or whatever, like him, saying hi to the other guys, how much they're really, obviously how tight they are, and how good friends they are, like Morera and all those guys with Etienne.
He helped us win the cup.
Yep,
You know, he
True.
had a goal.
True.
Like he played really well.
he's a champ.
and then in the 89th minute,
not crying, you're
Miguel
crying.
Berry
Yeah, look at that.
Miggy.
was was like the reunion tour.
It is not that McGillberry.
It's not.
No.
Yeah,
Oh.
it is.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
crazy?
100%.
Definitely him.
There's another
The
Miguel
other
Berry.
Miguel Berry.
I thought there was. I looked him up on Atlanta's roster, and it
Hold
did not
on.
look like
We're
our
doing
Miguel.
this live.
No,
We're
so
doing
his-
this
It's
live.
him.
So his name on the back of his jersey, he put his first name, which seems confusing because I think he wrote Barry for every other team he was on, but
Did
they
he?
wrote Miguel.
What was so confusing?
his
The
hair?
35 goals.
Yes, he did.
The 35
There's-
games
okay.
and 10 goals he had for
Okay.
Columbus Crew in his profile.
What Trey does not know is that he has access to haircut technology.
It doesn't look like him. Whatever. I hate you guys.
That's weird because when I saw him and I didn't see the last name, I was like, "That's Miguel Berry" because it looks just like Miguel Berry.
Yeah.
No, I was like, oh, that must be the one that played for us. I pulled up the roster. I was like, nope, not him.
No, this is the Spanish one. So Miguel Berry.
It might have gotten confused because I probably looked it up right about the time that things happened. But
Yeah.
Well, yeah. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
right
So Farsi comes on for Chaberco, same time, 89th minute.
yeah, that's exactly what I was talking
and that's
about.
That's a pretty late time to sub, don't you guys think? 89th minute. But we had a sub come on later than that. Ramirez came on at 90+3 for
Tension
Matan.
is building. The tension is building.
And do you guys remember how much stoppage time there was?
5 minutes.
I'll answer the
Cinco
question. It's
minutos.
5 minutes.
See?
It's 5 minutes. I don't know this to be true, but
is.
just the image in my brain when I saw Mo-lino come on was 95:05.
That is
means
correct. I wrote it down.
Okay, great. All right. So
Okay,
I wrote,
what were the
I wrote-
words in your head when you saw him come on?
Well, I was thinking, that's funny. They're bringing him on after the game is over, kind of thought, right? And it was 1-0. Now I would be remiss if I did not mention the irony of the 1-0 scoreline at this moment.
Look at
I was so
do you saw the
excited.
laughter in his voice.
No
He's
idea.
so happy at this point.
I'm not happy. I'm not happy.
Doing the worm on the ground right now.
Yeah.
I was so excited that this was gonna be the 1-0.
All right.
I told my wife, I was like, this is it. This is
Okay.
I'm not gonna have to get
So-
a tattoo. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna have to lose this bet. Nothing will happen.
So, all right. So Mo-lino comes on 95:05. I'm glad
sorry.
I
You mean
feel
That was-
hey, let's.
I just want to mention that was right after we had possession. For some reason, we were still going forward when we could have easily possessed the ball. We play a ball in, we're offside. That's where Nancy decides to slow it up and make another sub and bring Mo-lino on. The refs are looking at their watches the entire time it's happening.
Oh, yeah.
Rossi takes forever to come off the field.
and then
And,
Trey's Kevin.
and right
Trey's
before this,
Kevin
right
comes-
before this,
and then
I will
Kevin.
argue that we were closer to scoring a second goal than they were to scoring a goal.
That's fine.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
We looked really good.
But it only takes
at the end of
one
the
bad
game.
foul near the 18 to give him a really good shot to score the game winner.
So Mo-lino comes in and he, Haz, you want to like talk through
Let's talk
the
about
last
this.
like 4 seconds of the game?
That specific, not what led
No.
up to it.
That's what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah, he comes on. Yeah, I mean it starts when he comes on the field, right?
Yep.
Roundabout.
And then so Atlanta has the ball. Robinson plays a ball over the top to Lennon. Farsi is on him as he takes it towards the corner to try to find an opening to play the ball into the box. Mo-lino steps over to help, and Lennon pops the ball between the two guys out to Mascara, who runs up to the ball and misses it, has to turn around backwards to get the ball.
Away from goal.
At that point,
Away from goal.
yes, moving away from goal as Mo-lino runs up behind him and takes him out to give away a free kick just outside the box.
For no reason. Absolutely no reason.
So
Thanks, Gavin.
So Mo-lino, we should pause on this conversation. I think this comes up in our Twitter question. So let's just say this. Mo-lino also did the same thing a few weeks back where we had I can't remember if we had a tie and we lost or it was the Orlando game.
Mm-hmm.
It was a tie and we gave up the fourth goal and we lost. But
from a free kick.
Yeah, not a good look for Mo-lino.
No.
And cost us 2 points in the standings. And that's also going to be relevant as we talk about where we land going into the playoffs. So let's just for a couple minutes, guys. I mean, I think we've gone through it pretty well. But any big high level thoughts for this game?
Dude, we going away and just look really good on turf.
Dominant.
It's not dominant. Not our on our turf that we don't usually like to play at. We had some really bad experiences on turf, and we just stepped it up and dominated good teams. And remember, Atlanta before this at home has scored like 4 and 5 goals at home in the last couple of games. So this is a team that scores a lot of goals, and we kept them till the 95th and should have kept them out the entire game.
They only had 10 shots on goal, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I think Guzan was the difference maker in this game. I mean, I
argue that Mo-lino was the difference maker in this game, and you've seen the memes out there too. You know, so, I would also emphasize Atlanta impressive again, 42,000 at the game because the Chicago Fire said that Messi would be there.
Play to,
so
but
I
thought Giamakis also had a really good game for Atlanta. There was a couple times he should have put one away. I mean, that he didn't.
Yeah, you're correct. I mean, going on the road and walking away with points against a hot Atlanta team who's been resurging a little bit and pushing towards the playoffs, not a bad result. It's how it happened.
One more thing. I know we've been focused on some people that haven't performed the way we wanted, but Cheberko had a really good game.
He did.
Yep. Yes.
And that's really positive that we have him to rely on a little bit. We've been a question mark who's going to be able to cover that. And if he can play like that, I will take it.
I mean, 14 of our 15 players played really well. Yep. One just played bad for 2 minutes. That's it.
Yeah.
That's true. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take another quick break here. When we come back, we'll go through Twitter questions. We'll be right trapped.
This episode of the Upper 90 Club is brought to you, as always, by Supporter Supply Company. Hi, friends. This is your good pal, Morgan Hughes, here to talk to you about a serious issue facing 96% of all crew supporters in Columbus. Why, not enough free shipping, of course. For a limited time now, through the eventual heat death of the universe, Upper 90 Club listeners can use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z on the end of it, at checkout for free delivery on absolutely any order over $10. But Morgan, what if I order $10 worth of stickers or those goddamned buttons? or some other combination of small items that make you want to kill yourself, will the free shipping still apply then, even as you curse our family, while you package up our little tiny annoying ass order for us? Of course it will. That's just how much we here at Supporter Supply value our friends at the Upper 90 Club. So head on over to supportersupply.co and use the promo code Upper90Boys, that's boys with a Z, at checkout for free shipping on all your orders over $10. And don't forget to tell them that your friends at the Upper 90 Club sent you.
All right, we're back. We're going to need a jingle for this new segment where we're going through Twitter comments, questions, that kind of thing. We did try to do this last week, but there was a catastrophic event, and there's no audio of that. There's no audio evidence of it.
My bad.
So for this week, the jingle will be now batting. Questions. On.
Twitter.
All right, first question picks up where we left off before the break from Way. Way says, can Mo-lino redeem himself, or is it too late?
Well, Way. No.
Seems like it's never too late for Mo-lino. If it is too late, do you think anyone would be willing to take him?
I'm sure a lot of people will.
Yeah?
Yep.
You think so?
He's got a lot of value.
Really?
Yeah, he has a lot of value because we were paying him a ton.
Okay. No one who's buying him is listening to this podcast. We can be honest here. This is the safe space.
It's too late.
I don't think anybody is going to.
I don't care if
buy
anyone
him.
wants him. Just get rid of him.
People
Yep.
bought Chicharito.
Yeah.
You saw him at
Cap space.
Hey, Bobby Wood. Good point.
yeah.
I know I don't know how much-
$700,000 is his rate. Now, anyone who wants to hire him has to pay that amount.
Yeah, how many years do we have? Does he have left with us? Would be the thing that we should know, but we don't.
The biggest problem is the fact of every time that he comes in, you just kind of swallow your pride and go, okay, this is it. This is the time that he's going to redeem himself. This is it. He can do it. And he just fucks it up every damn time. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Besides him being old, lazy, and just fouling out of inability to, like, I don't know, just stop the play, contain him, deflect the pass, kick the ball out of bounds. You could do anything, Kevin. Anything.
We need the Home Alone audio clip. Kevin!
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like what's going around.
That's what goes in my head every time.
So Mo-lino in general is you sub him on and you hope that he can possess the ball, distribute the ball, and do that. Kind of do a Matan. He's kind of like a number 10. He has not done that well, like, at all. And I'm looking at the bench going, Russell Rowe is quicker. He's faster. He can do a better job just chasing down the people in that final third or in the middle of the field. Like, why not put him on? Or even like Max,
Just
or
one
just sub in
thing,
another defender.
Don't foul.
Or just sub in Evan Bush as a winger. Like, at this point, like, if you're trying to kill off the game, I mean, these are just like mental errors that I actually would understand if, like, Max did this, someone who's young, but for someone who's been around the league and been successful at playing soccer for like 100 years, you would think that
He just
Mo-lino
did the same thing 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
It just it's a mental error, but it's like coming from him just seems absolutely bananas. So
I think one of the biggest issues that I have with it is the fact, and this is probably why he keeps getting chances, is because he does have so much talent.
he does. He absolutely does.
And he shows it probably in practice, and he becomes a player that can be trusted to go on the field. Nancy looks over at him and goes, "All right, Kevin, let's go."
Yeah, totally.
And then he fucks it up again every time. I'm over it. I don't want to see it again. Put
Are you
Russell
over it
Rowe
though?
in. Yeah. It makes no sense.
I think, look, it is well known at this point that with the
I don't like Kevin.
with the coaching change during the off season, there was this kind of let's see who's good, let's see who stays and who goes kind of period for the first part of the season. We saw a lot of activity during the trade window and a lot of positive things that we saw there. But I believe I've heard, I think it was in that Twelman thing I listened to, Bezpachenko, Nancy. I mean, they are going to reevaluate this roster in the offseason, and I just hope that they drop him because
It's going to be a net
the talent
loss.
doesn't matter if
Right.
the results aren't there. He's got to
I
go.
think that's
isn't
what
that
frustrates. That's what. I'm
For the
I'm
money,
not even
for
going to
the
go that
money.
far. But that's what the
He's-
frustrating thing is. That's why I'm so angry. Is that this player is that good? This player is getting paid that much, and he is just going out there and making massive errors.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so frustrating. It's not a young
Yeah.
kid. It's not an
That's
up
what I'm
and coming
saying.
talent. This is
And-
a proven known commodity that you're paying a lot of money, and he goes out there and his pants multiple times in a playoff race.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And here's the thing: back to the question: is it too late to redeem himself? Unfortunately, he's a little bit of the kind of the Harry Maguire situation for Manchester United, where it's kind of like it's you damned if you do and you damned if you don't. It's kind of like you already lost the crowd. I mean, they already just assume you're going to come out, do something stupid. He coming in for the game, the whole crowd goes like, you can hear the murmur in the stadium when he's coming in and home games. You know, like it's pretty done. But at the same time, will it be picked up? I'm sure. I mean, different budget. But remember this player, Eric Hurtado? I mean, somebody picked him up, but also he made a 10th.
Right.
Yeah.
Of what
He was
Mo-lino's
making
making.
like 50. He was making the league minimum.
Like 70, 75,000 or something like that.
And for that, he was a good pickup. But Mo-lino is like one of the higher paid players on the team, and he's been injured. So it's like, does anybody want this $1 million guy with like Terminator knees? Like, nope. Like this is gonna be a net loss. But ultimately, we've made a bunch of really good moves. So like the team will be a net positive. We will move on from this. I just hope, Nancy kind of looks at this and goes, all right, man, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice.
Dude, I
can't be fooled again.
I just watched that clip the other day. It's
The Bush
so
clip.
good.
And I think this goes along with what Jamie said. Jamie Subtle. She said, I don't even have words for the last minute. I feel bad for the guy because she's a sweetheart and we're not. But how many times can we possibly let this happen? Impressive how epically bad that was. Yeah.
You know what?
She's right.
He seems like from what I've seen and heard and whatever else, he seems like a really decent guy.
Oh,
and I think some of the hatred now is like over the top. It's almost more frustration that he keeps getting this chance because it's we've seen it now. This is repeating itself.
Yeah.
Well, and it's the same thing I said a few minutes ago. Is that's my frustration? Is that you have a player who is this talented, who should not be making these mistakes, who's coming in big crucial time periods in games and just crapping the bed.
I'm with Jamie. I am impressed. I told you, 5 minutes of stoppage time, 95:05. Who gets subbed on after the end of stoppage time? Like, what?
I don't even think he touched the ball.
What is the point? Was it was a time wasting tactic?
Nancy tapped him on the back and was like, "All right, dude. You can't screw this one up. You're good. This is all about confidence. Just go out there and have fun."
Haas said this yesterday.
Hold my beer.
Haas was saying, like, if he didn't make that sub, chances are the whistle would have been blown within the next 20 seconds.
Exactly.
But because we subbed on, he was like, cool, 1 sub equals 1 minute. So he just added an extra minute. And then that happened within that given 60 seconds. And that's them the breaks.
Yuck. All right. We got another one here. Kevin Miller says, is it more likely that the Crew get upset in the first round because of giving up a late set piece goal, or that Cucho/Rossi heat up and make it to the MLS Cup? What do you think?
Well, they have 1 game.
That's a good question.
So
what do you mean they have 1 game?
Well, heating up, usually I figure like takes more games.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
No.
Well, the first round.
I think the question is, are they gonna biff it, or are they gonna are they gonna?
And I think we can combine that because Connor knows soccer. Connor said, realistically, no bias, which is gonna be hard. How far do you think this current Crew squad can make it in the playoffs? So we can kind of like as we're looking forward, what do you guys think?
We've dropped 10 points after the 90th minute this year, to the point where, I mean, how many points behind are we from Cincinnati?
It's quarter ball, baby.
Hey, that last year that was just an average week.
Yep.
Burn.
Yeah, sorry, I jumped you on that one.
No, I think the answer for me personally is this team can go all the way.
Agreed.
This team can make it. The old adage of defense wins championships, that's the only part that does scare me about it. It's not necessarily true. You got to have both. You got to score goals and you got to keep them from going in. I think Schulte can do that. And they just have to minimize these crucial errors that are happening.
Yeah.
So that seems to be a simple answer. Take Kevin off the field.
The Crew's best defense is possessing the ball and not defending.
Yep.
Yeah. We just need Less-lino, not Mo-lino. You know what I mean? I've been holding that in for like 5 days. It felt good to say out loud. I think so.
The last 5 games, we only let in we let in 4 goals.
Yeah.
In 5 games. So we've been a lot tighter in the back. So it's a good time to be tighter in the back.
I think
not at crucial moments, but
yeah, I think we all have our opinions. I think my big thing is that, and I've said it again and again, if Nagby and Morris are on, we will no team is better than us. Everybody else just kind of forms around that hub, and we are absolutely dominant. They can't play through them. We play through them in the middle. That is huge. But if we have a game where, one or both are off, I mean, we saw Nagby kind of be off against New England. That guy was all over him. And we're playing away from home because I think Morgan said a while ago, this is home team FC. Home teams typically win. If we're able to get the first home game win and we can go on and play away, I do think it's going to be harder to play away from home. I think my main thing is the biggest thing is we've given up points to the point where we're not going to have home games throughout the playoffs. We might have one and then we go away, which that is going to be tough.
I forgot to mention at the top, we're going to do a Crew 2 update. So let's do that now. And then when we come back, we'll do some playoff outlook, a little more nuanced, so that hopefully Mort doesn't get so worked up. And then we will do our predictions for the Montreal game. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, thanks for having me again. And I have good news. We're going to the Eastern Conference Finals, and we're the only team in league history to do it back-to-back. And the Cappies defeated the Crown Legacy down in Charlotte on Sunday to secure the historic feat. And the game was a really interesting one from a development league standpoint, the MLS Next Pro being so, because the Legacy is new to the league and they use the same strategy for this season that we did last year. They brought a lot of talent that was on the brink, on the cusp of breaking into the top leagues. And while the Crew, on the other hand, has focused a lot more on transitioning academy products into their professional careers. You see guys like Moroka and Delibeta and Taha and Stas Lapix and so forth. And that we won shows the quality of our base, of our academy, and also how good the Cappy coaching staff is. The game itself was really tense. The Crown controlled most of the pace and possession, and it was clear that our strategy was to weather the storm and make sure to convert our chances. And that's what we did. Jacob Erlichsen had the game of his career as center back, while academy goalie Stas Lapkis had an MVP performance. Lapix saves a total of 9 shots, many of which were highlight reel material, and kept the clean sheet. And our only goal of the game came when newcomer defender Daniel Almeida, who I'm really excited about, launched a long ball to the Knights' other outstanding performer, who is Noah Fuson, who collected it and fought 2 defenders to put it in net. Fuson started playing as that right wing back position and finished playing as our main attacker in the front, and he excelled in both positions. He's another player that I'm very pumped about. And a lot of Cappy fans made the trip to have, and I have to give them a big shout out, some really good content, and I know that the team really enjoyed it. And many who stayed in Ohio went to watch party at Seventh Son, which is likely to happen again this weekend. So, follow Cappy Bravo on Twitter, and we'll be posting the details for a watch party there. And on Saturday, the Cappies will play the Ravs 2 in Boston. If they win, they'll take either Austin 2, and that game will be in Columbus, or Rapids 2, and that game will be here in Denver. So I guess you can probably guess which one I prefer, right? It's not the ones that everyone else does, but hey, I'm going to be selfish. All right. Thank you very much. And follow the Cappy Bravo on Twitter. Bye-bye.
All right, we're back. Thanks, Bird.
Thanks, Bird.
Sorry for getting this at the top. The Crew 2, they're doing well. We're playing against New England 2. The New England Robert Crafts. The Witchcrafts? Do they have a funny name? Oh, they do. They do have a name, don't they? It's like
the Revolution?
No, that would be good. No, there is a name. I don't know.
Hey, I don't know if Bird said this, and I actually didn't tell you guys, but the Crew front office hit him up, and he did a video for Crew 2 with himself and maybe his child. I'm assuming he said it in the thing, but they hit him up and they were like, yeah, who's that Cappy Brava guy? And I was like, oh, it's Bird, it's Carlos. So they're like, give me his contact information. I was like, absolutely not. And then I hit him up and he was like, yeah, go ahead and do it. So he did a video for them, I think before the game, maybe to hype him up.
Hold on. They contacted super cool. You? They contacted you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Incredible.
They're like, hey, man. I was like, oh, hey, front office. Long time no talk to. And they're just like, not you. Do you know somebody else? I'm like, yeah, here's what they got.
We want to check your papers.
Yeah. We're not sure you should be here. Oh, really? Cool.
Say potato.
Anyway.
Say potato.
Potatoes.
Okay. Let's talk about the table. What we want to do is we want to hey, if you like this show, just real quick, if you like our podcast and you have not seen I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson, you should watch it because it'll take this podcast to a whole new level. I'm telling you.
What are you even doing?
Or cancel us.
To Beller.
Are you sure about that?
You sure about that?
You sure about that?
Oh,
all right.
Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hawes, go through just a quick little table. I know we've been talking about it, but do some run of play or run a form kind of update for us, and then we'll put our scores in.
Yes, so Montreal is currently in 8th with 41 points. They have 12 wins, 16 losses, 5 draws, and they are 2-12-2 away.
2-12.
Crew are currently 11-1-4 at home.
Okay. Let's do our. Are you guys ready? You're gonna put them in.
I have to put send.
All right, you guys ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, go.
Yes, me and Ward. Yes, this is gonna be the day. This is gonna be the time that it's 1-0. Yeah.
All right. Okay, we have the scores submitted. Let's go around the horn and talk about it. Ben, you have submitted the score of 1-0. What are your thoughts?
Yes. I don't actually think it's going to be 1-0. I think it's going to be a 3-1 win or 3-0. But I feel like just how the world is and how where we're at with the polar ice caps. Last game of the season has to be.
You think that's the one
where you lose that 1-0? Okay. Yeah. I didn't guess 1-0. I don't think at all. And I'm just I have just this feeling that it's going to be hot and contested. And they're going to be going at it, and it's just going to be back and forth, and we're going to hold on to a 1-0 victory because Montreal's also going to be
well, and we kind of smoked them when at home when we were away there. Okay, let's hear a different perspective. Mort, you said
Also
1-0. Okay. All right. What are your thoughts? Same deal.
I just want you to
I want
put
it
on that jersey. Does it
Yeah.
all to me.
Yeah.
And it would be like a perfect double whammy. I also feel like it's one of those games where we kind of know we should win. I feel like they're going to battle hard and they're really desperate for a point, and we're going to be like banging on that door.
Yeah, they do.
And
We'll have a bunch of
just-
shots,
they,
but only one.
They could get knocked
and it's
out.
just going to be like, when are we going to eke it out? Yeah. So they desperately need a win. They need points. They probably need 3 points in order to.
So
stay
they're
in the
going to
playoffs.
lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're desperate. So who knows? It could be insane. But
All right, Trey, you said 3-1.
3-1 Crew.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a
3-1
reasonable
Crew.
guess.
That's cute.
That feels correct,
Haas?
but it's we're provoking to exist more.
So we don't really know what the shirt of shame looks like. Ben
Except for
procured
me.
it.
Only Ben does.
Can
And
you tell me
Tracy kinda does.
is there a photograph on it?
Yes, that's
Good.
yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Just want
That's
to make sure
there's
that
I put a bunch of stuff on there last
Nickelback.
minute. Yeah.
Get here.
Look at this graph.
Look at this tables.
Okay. All right. That's great. Did we get through all the scores? No. Mine, I said. Did we get through all the scores?
You said 3.
Oh, no, Haas asked a question.
said
That's why I got
3-0.
confused. Okay. I said 3-0. And that will be the score. And and Haas said 2-0.
2-0.
Yeah, his normal. It's Haas.
That's the default.
Actually,
default Haas.
Honestly, I think Trey is onto something with the 3-1.
That's what I said.
I was going to say 4-1, but I went 3-1. 4-1.
Oh, hold
Also,
on. Did you change your mind? You could change your mind. You change your mind. 3-1?
Ironically,
4-1?
the supporter supply shirt could have went to Inui on Twitter, but he said 1-1. Oh,
so close.
just kidding. 2-2. Like last minute, he retweeted and said, "Oh, I said 1-1, but I meant 2-2, and it was 1-1." It could have been him. He could have been swimming in that mellow yellow.
Yeah, let's talk
I really
about that
like
real
that
quick.
sentence.
So we still have the mellow yellow jersey to give away. We are waiting for someone to get 3 correct predictions. I think we have a couple people with 2. Is that
Yeah,
right?
Jake Horb. And we'll extend that to the playoffs. And if it doesn't happen,
necessary.
we will figure something out. I'm half tempted to have a shootout on pod.
I
Yeah.
want to have it
That's a
come
good
all
idea.
the way down to MLS Cup. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Having 3 people going for
and
it.
like Ben said, we'll figure something out.
We want you to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, so I think we're definitely going to record in the off week, and look forward to doing. I don't know how much I want to say about it, but we've got some fun stuff planned. So let's circle back in a week, and then we'll shift into playoff mode. So I don't know. Any final words before we sign off here?
Yeah, I think it's important to
Aiden Morris.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Patrick Schulte called up into the U23 squad for the U.S. playing
Deservedly
against
so.
Mexico and Japan. They have not been to the U23. U.S. have not been to the Olympics since 2008,
Wow.
as they're preparing for 2024.
We're just
So,
an old. we're
that's
just
exciting.
A bunch of old road dogs. You know it. I don't know what to say. It's like
And Morera was called up to Cape Verde Islands. They are playing against Algeria on the 12th
that's
or the
tough.
13th. I saw both dates listed in different places. So
yeah. So we'll see how those guys do. Yeah, I'm surprised to hear that it has been that long since we were in the Olympics, but good to see our players out there. And is that going to impact they're not going to miss the Montreal game, right?
Correct.
I think they come
Okay.
back like 2 days before.
Yeah,
Okay.
they come quickly back.
All right. Well, until then, we'll see you guys next week. Go Crew.
Pew, pew.
Thanks, everyone, for joining the club. We hope you'll listen next week and every week, even in the off-season, to celebrate or commiserate. We'll save you a seat. If you like this podcast, please give us 5 stars and subscribe. You can email us at upper90clubpod@gmail.com. That's upper90clubpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at upper90clubpod. Go Crew! He did.
He started the New England game.
He started the New England game.
He started the New England game. That's
How
what
is
I
this
said.
happening? This is how it takes so long. This is why. This
Can we
moment.
start over?